truth is us. A dude I can't trust, cause he not like us. My heart can get black as the moon, black as the melanin in my skin. I'm still healing from wounds, so Lord forgive me if I sin. I can't help but choose violence on the daily. I'm him, I refuse to lose, so don't make me repeat it again. When I reunite the culture, the vultures are not impressed. Dropping bombs on them like I'm obsessed. Kill them off with no emotion, like I got a hole in my chest. I'm the king and I'm taking the crown back to the west.
Come again, you the king? Nah. You need to turn your sound down. Put a rap on your back. Please. You just snatching crowns now. You know my big bro cold, could've beat your ass around town. But I'm the wolf at the door, so you dealing with me now. Why they came back around? Cause this boy got a loud mouth. He got the bag now, but that's nothing to brag about. Sound blast in the background, in the cut like I cut pounds. You in uptown, I'm from down south. I smell fear like a bloodhound. Why the hell your drawers looking so brown? Put that crown down, I'm liable to crash out. If they don't give me mine, hit you with my streamline. Send my 50 times. The crown ain't yours, but yo, I can't blame you for trying. Big bro showed us the way, and now I'm making sure I'm next in line. Y'all think you're deep, I need the crown like I need to breathe. I need respect, I got people to feed. I get that W by any means. Of course, a king, I do not disagree, but understand I'm out of your league. Enough is enough. You think you up next? Please, I roll you up like I'm smoking some trees. Make me too mad and I'm making you bleed. If they try running, I'm breaking their knees. I made them fall like some autumn leaves. I'm not the king yet, but I'm planting the seeds. I mean what I say and I say what I mean. I do not stutter. There's no in between. If I enter the ring, then I'm making a scene. Then I'm making them scream.
How does one rise from the ashes? How does one know what the hummingbird sings? All the young lions wanna roar. One man becomes the king.
Does one rise from the ashes? How does one know what the hummingbird sings? When all the young lions roar like thunder, who among them becomes a king?
If y'all got a few problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but being a bitch ain't one. Rock Nation Empire, blueprint in the vault. Every brick I flip turn to gold, that's all I know.
Whoever putting money on my head, they surviving. You ain't getting rich off me, but homie, you could die trying. I'm the undefeated king of queens, getting straight dubs. My bulletproof vest about to be covered in your blood. If you talk smack, get clapped, diced up and slaughtered. Y'all, you looking kinda pale, need some vitamin water, dog. He the prophecy, you don't know what's on the line. Ignoring signs, just summon the destruction of space and time.
Give a damn about your prophecy, you ain't seen what I saw. The Illmatic Oracle, been him since 94. Most critically acclaimed, my style second to none. You talk about kings in the presence of God's son. I hear you prophesize, but do you see the big picture? I pen scrolls and shadows where the street lights flicker. Flow like hieroglyphic scripture, make the weak hearts quiver. Eyes flow so cold it'll make Lucifer shiver.
Here we go, shaking stadiums, the shady spit this flow. Do they know? If you piss me off, I'll go ballistic, bro. These kings looking like bozos. I'm wondering if I should snatch that gold. Hell no, that's just a joke. What's a king to a rap guy, yo? Shady to see to the 8 miles in my jutsu. Ain't no need for combs. Get so close, I'll lose my shit and carve my name onto your
Hold on. A mistake was made. Hold on. Mistake was made. A mistake was made. We can fix this. We have the technology. I can't believe this tastes good. Oh my god.
a rock sipper, your ass techniques sounding like my butt cheeks. I got bars so deep, send you back to your roots. Stash the weak MC's boots and leave his drawers with
Hold on.
streaks.
Hold on. Hold. 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 Hold? I said hold, damn it. Hold. Hold. Ah! Okay, I'm good. Are we good? We good? We're good. Okay, I apologize for that. That was an accident. I apologize. I will admit, this was a little rushed. I did just get into the door maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. So I had to rush and I forgot. I'd set everything up. I loaded everything up and then I realized, oh crap, I didn't have YouTube Studio open. Scuff. Anyway, welcome everybody to the #1 Sentai Gozyu-dan. We're in the final stretch, baby. Super Sentai dies this month. And I hate to make it sound like that, but man, it's been rough. Gozyu has been rough. And I'll be real with you. It's only until now getting good. And it's weird to say that. Right? That should have been a good series throughout. At the very least, middle of the road kind of deal. But no, it's just been horrible. And we've had patches of good, but overall it's just been bad. And only now we're getting back to the good. So it feels weird to say that, Just kind of like how I just had scuff at the start of the stream. This Gozyu has just been scuffed from top to bottom. Let's just be 100% real about that. It's been scuffed since the beginning. There is no getting around that. Scuff just follows this show. But it looks like it's getting better. Is it redeemable? Is it good enough to redeem itself? Absolutely fucking not. But at least it's good enough to redeem Super Sentai, if that makes any sense. Right? Basically what I'm saying is, I'm not saying it outright redeems Super Sentai as a whole, but at least it's doing what it can to end the Super Sentai on a high note. Right? It's not going to be a great ending for Gozyu, because Gozyu has just been riddled with problems. But it will be overall what I think they're trying to do. And I think they knew this, and they went back to rectify it. I think it's going to at least be a proper send-off to Super Sentai. Not to Gozyu, but to Super Sentai. It ain't going to be enough to save Gozyu from the hellhole it dug itself in. But I think it'll be enough for at least Super Sentai to walk away on a high note. You know what I mean? We're going to see, because I think we have... there is no official end date, but they did say that Project Red is starting in January, which leads me to believe that it's probably starting on the 24th, more than likely. So, I don't know if that is in fact what's going to happen. No, didn't mean to start that. I don't know if that's in fact what's going to happen. But at the very least, we have... Next episode is 45. So if they were to end on 46, that means they would have to end on the 17th. Right? The only other way is that genuinely... The only other way I can see it ending is if they genuinely end it on 48, and that means they'll end on the 31st. Right? But they did say Project Red is starting in January, so that leads me to believe that either the end is in 2 weeks, or somehow the last episodes are going to be like a 3-episode arc. I don't know. 45, 46. Yeah, so either it ends on 46 or 48, because it'd be weird if it ended on an odd number. So it's one of those, right? So either it's ending on the 17th or it's ending on the 31st. But normally they don't reveal this stuff until we get closer to the day. Because Toei, for some reason, likes to just tell everyone things when we're close to it. But it'll all depend on if they air trailers for Project Red after, like, episodes of Gozyu-dan, right? Because as far as we know, they have not dropped any material that indicates that the launch date for Gavan Infinity. So we're just kind of here, like, just wondering what's going on. We're here wondering, like, what's the end game? When is it ending? As a matter of fact, before we get started, let me look on the Twitters. Let me see if Toei has posted anything. Because I haven't actually seen any new where's the official Toei Tokusatsu thing? No, that's old news. Doesn't Toei have like a Tokusatsu Twitter? Or am I tripping? Actually, as a matter of fact, I know they haven't put anything on their YouTube channel. I know that for a fact. Which is weird because normally they're really good. Like they've been dropping teasers on that joint. But I haven't seen anything from them in that regard. Okay, their last trailer was posted 10 days ago. By the looks of it, which is weird. That's a long... Yeah, that they haven't... They've been, like, spacing these out, I think. Okay, so they only have the Kamen Rider EN channel, but I don't think they're talking about Gavan there. Right? I don't think that's... Because it's specifically Kamen Rider. They're not really going to talk about... They're not really going to talk about Gavan here. So I'm expecting Toei to, like, drop a new Twitter account for that, I think. But yeah, like... Project Red is on the horizon, so we need to see if they drop some trailers. We need to hope that they drop some trailers right now during Gozyu-dan. Or not during, at the end of episodes of Gozyu-dan, we need that. But, again, let's not get too bogged down in the details right now. We need to get through to the end. We need to see this through. We need to see Gozyu-dan end, come to its conclusion. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the cinema, and let's do this. All right, hold on one second. I'm eating those new Doritos Naked Chips. It's insane how they don't have the colors of Cool Ranch, but it still tastes like Cool Ranch. I don't know how they did it. But that is super good. So I apologize if you hear the chewing. All right. Let's not linger any longer here. It's time for us to figure out where the story is going. It's time for us to see how this month will finally put a bow on Super Sentai as a whole. This is No.1 Sentai Gozyu-dan, episode 44. Let's get it. Also, we kind of glossed over the fact that Kuon is now Hoeru's sword. We just glossed over that fact.
それは言わないの。お守りは買うものじゃなくて授かるものなんだから。クオ、人前で顔出すなって。おい。おいルチ。明けましておめでとう。
New Year's episode. Here we go.
よろしく。聞いてるか？今日手が里に新メンバーが来るって話。
ブーケと申します。
Bouquet is working at the cafe.
ちゃんと知りたくて。どうかよろしくお願いします。
いかがでしょう、沙織さん。たまにでいいので、この子にこの店の手伝いを。
So Bouquet is now with them now. So that's confirmed. Straight up.
全然オッケーよ。ね、葵。うん、
可愛いし。
ありがとうございます。よろしくお願いします。
So yeah, we're pretty much the Brightons are gone.
リクオ君の彼女。
とんでもない。仲良くしましょう。じゃあさ、私たち親戚回りしてくるから、あと。
Okay, the landlady just said what we were all thinking. It's not an idol and her fan. It's a fucking their boyfriend and girlfriend. They need to acknowledge. Just now, you've just extended this story. They need to be dating. Hello.
おかげさまで。あなたたちはこれからどうするのですか？
決まってんだろ。指輪集めさ。残りはあと2つだ。
Two more rings. Let's go. Two more. They just confirmed it. So, this is how we wrap it up. They're going to find the rings and it's all said and done. They only need 2 more. The question is, once they find those last 2, what happens? Right? Because the way they set it up is that only one person can use the power of the rings. Right? Only one person can use the power of the rings. So what we're looking at is like within the next few episodes, either there's going to be a Gozyu Civil War, which, by the way, Civil War just seems to be the term of the day in Tokusatsu this month. But either there's going to be a Gozyu Civil War and they all fight each other to see who will get that privilege, or they will have to use that last wish. If the calamity, again, I forget the names of those fucking aliens because they were literally a footnote in this show. But if the beings from the calamity end up showing up again as they teased last week, then they'll probably have to use that wish to like wish that they never come back and like not reset reality or some shit. I don't know how they're gonna like piece this. I don't know how they're gonna like strew this together because you only got like a couple of weeks. So it begs the question, how are they gonna do this? So it's King Oger and Kakurenja, I think. Which is weird, because I thought they already got that one. The original Sentai appears.
目立つからここ入ってろって。なんでこんなお兄ちゃん唯一無二で自慢できるのに。したくねえっての。兄弟仲良きことは美しきかな。
Origami.
見つけたぞ。50ジャーのレッド。誰だ？
An original Sentai. They really meant that shit.
真っ赤な太陽を燃えてる限り必ず眩しい朝が来る。夢と希望の明日を願う。オリジナルセンター。オリガレッド。
オリガレッド？
そう。僕はすべてのスーパー戦隊に正しくあってほしいと願う。全レッドの代表。
いきなり何を言っているのかな？
スーパー戦隊ってメグルッチが言ってたやつか。
Oh wow, they're calling back to that.
調べによると、君はレッドのくせにリーダー性もカリスマ性も。
I love the suit design. That is such a good suit design.
この世界は正しいレッドを求めている。だから僕はそれにふさわしい人を探してやっと見つけ出した。
それは堤の。
そう、堤夏目さんだ。
キングオージャー。
彼は指輪に頼らず自分の力で夢を追うことに。
He's chasing his dream in his own way.
これを託した。君がレッドにふさわしい男になっていたら、この指輪を 渡してくれと。
They're going back to the first episode. Goddamn.
でも今の君はそうじゃない。だから僕は君の代わりにこの世界で真のスーパー戦隊のレッドになる。
Up, random grunts again. Random grunts.
あいつらまさかまた役祭が。
僕がやっつける。
Oh no, these are actual grunts. These are actual grunts of the past. They're not random. They're legit.
Engage. Super Solid.
Wait. Why did he need the ring for that? I'm confused. Why did he engage the ring? Questions are happening now.
山折りスラッシュ。
すごい。メガトン級の強さだ。
見たか。この世界のレッドにふさわしいのは僕だ。どうせ君は折り紙もろくに折れない男だろ。
折り紙？
折り紙は一つでも折る順番を間違えたら目指す形にはならない。
Well, are we gonna see the guy like who is actually the Sentai, or is it just the suit throughout the show?
わかんねえが。指輪を持ってんなら渡してもらうぜ。
だったら勝負だ。だけどそれは君の仲間が全員揃った時、その時こそ君がレッドにふさわしくないと証明してみせる。
Oh my god, Crane.
さながら嵐を呼ぶ男。なんなんだあいつは。
でキングオージャーの指輪をその折り紙レッドが持ってたの。
折りがレッド。おそらくオリジナルのスーパー戦隊に。
He's related to the original?
ってどういうことだよ。
この世界とは別の世界で活躍する戦士。
Warriors active in a different world other than
ユニバ
this
ース
one.
大戦の時、俺様とテガソードは時空の狭間に飛ばされた。
そしてオリジナル戦士たちの思いが形となったユニバースロボのおかげで私たちは厄災を封印できた。
そのオリジナル側が2代目はレッドとして頼りねえから取って代わろうと言ってきたってわけか。
大きなお世話だぜ。
Really? We're going back to this?
キングオージャーの指輪の持ち主は分かった。そうなると残る指輪はあと一つ。テガソード様のためにも必ず手に。
Uh-oh. There's that glint in his eye again.
戻ってくる気があったとはな。女王とブーケ嬢はどうした？
女王様は傷を癒している。テガソードたちと共にな。
家族と仲直りしてやり直していくことになったの。
そして世界をより良い方向に導くことが女王様の償いだ。
ブーケちゃんも人間界で頑張ろうとしているの。だからキャンドル君も。
Uh-oh, fire. Uh-oh.
人間どもと戦う気なのは俺だけってか。
女王様は君のことも心配して。
ふざけんな。じゃあこの世界はどうすんだ。あいや、ノーワンたちはどこに行きゃいいんだよ。
Uh-oh. Plot? Plot development? Hello?
出てけよ。
出てけよ。ここは俺が守る。これは可愛い部下たちと戦い続けるんだ。
Uh-oh, fire can. Oh, no, he's going off the end again. He's going off the end again. The cataclysm appears.
What? どうしたの？どうしたの？喧嘩の原因は何？
なんだよ、誰だよ。
いや、僕は正義の味方で君たちの笑顔が見たくて。
邪魔すんなよ。マジでお前さ。
待ってくれ。 どうしたらいいかな。
あいつ。たく。おいてめえら。さっき喧嘩してる時俺にぶつかっただろ。
知らないよ。
ああ。
おい君。
いいからうまいことヒーローになれ。慰謝料払ってもらおうか。
待って貴様、子供に暴力を振るうやつは許さん。
なんだやんのかてめえ。覚えてろ。
ありがとう。
いやいや、それより話を聞かせてくれるかい。
Okay, that was, you know what? That was nice of Hoeru.
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
Wow, actual people in the cafe for once.
最後の指輪が欲しければ摩天ヶ原競技場へ来られたし。
待ってくれ、50じゃのレッド。さっきはありがとう。でもなぜ？
別に。
僕は君のことがわからなくなった。
I still love that suit design. It's really good.
願いがないって本当か？僕はこれまでいろんなレッドたちを見てきた。
All right,
みん
history.
な折り目正しくかっこいい先輩ばかりだ。だから僕も折り方を間違えず先輩たちのように立派なヒーローになりたいと思ってる。君にそういう強い願いはないのか？
願いか。
Here we go back to Hoeru's wish.
俺の
We never figured out what it was.
ここに最後の指輪の戦士がいるのかな。
かくれんじゃ。
忍者？
ビンゴだ。あれが最後のかくれんジャーの指輪。
お前らスーパー戦隊
Wait!
気持ちがバラバラなんだって。そんな奴らに
Is that the OG かくれんじゃ？
俺たちのということはあなたはもしや。
そう俺こそがこの指輪のオリジナル。
It's the OG! The OG, baby!
エンゲージ。
They brought back the OG Kakurei here! OG Kakureto! Wow, after all these reds that were not the actual ones, they brought back the actual red from Kakurenja for this. Okay, now we're cooking. We're cooking here. See, this feels like a throwback more than anything. Holy crap. I don't know why, but this entire battle choreography before the henshin, like, it feels like choreography, man. It feels like classic choreography.
わかんねえ。けど、ないとは言いたくね
え。なんだそれ、矛盾してる。
しょうがねえだろ。それが俺の本心なんだ。
It's what's in his heart, baby.
君はやっぱりレッドにもリーダーにもふさわしくない。この世界のレッドの座はやっぱり僕のものだ。
勝手なこと言ってんじゃねえ。お前は俺の獲物だ。
Do you get to say that though? That's the question. Do you get to say that? God, I still hate that that amazing design for that suit is tied to this fucking show. It bothers me. It bothers me to no end. I really want to see that season though. That origami season, I want to see it. I hate. This is why that bothers me that Sentai is over, because I would love to see that season. I would love to see that season. And that bothers me now. They introduced this beautiful looking suit, and we're never gonna get to see a season for it. I would at least appreciate it if you go the Kamen Rider Shinobi route. Again, why does he need the ring for that power? I'm a little confused as to why. Like, he's already a Sentai. Why does he need that ring? Why does he need to engage the ring to use his powers? Go Ranger! Oh, great! We're having like a what's the word? Not a roll call, but we're going through all of them by the looks of it. Like, we're doing something here. I believe we're doing something here. Dika Ranger! Maybe an anthology, maybe is the word I'm thinking of? What would the villains be in that Origami Sentai? I don't know, but I would be interested in seeing that. The Kaiser! Can you even call that a red? God, it's like just so much to look. There's just so much going on here. Why did you wait for him to turn around? This feels crazy to have the OG, like Sasuke, having him here being Kakurenja. And you know what? I feel like the motivations of all the characters have been like, well, not of all the characters, because I feel like Rikuo's motivations are still there, but I feel like now like Sumino's motivations are lesser, and like less to be said about Kinji's like motivation. Did everyone everyone forgot what his motivation was? And I feel like that's kind of like that kind of goes hand in hand with like why I have issues with this show is that a lot of the motivations in this show have been like since forgotten unless they were relevant to the plot.
オリジナルってどんだけ強いの？
Oh crap! Duplication. I do like that he's still wearing the Gozyu-dan belt for the rings. It's symbolic in a way.
フォイル君サスケさんもうご従者たちを見つけていたんですねさすがです
おうお前がくれたこの指輪なかなか使えるな
君たち二人仲間だったのか？
僕がサスケさんに頼んだんです君たちに真のスーパー戦隊魂を教えてやってくださいと
So this was a teaching experience?
戦隊の力だ清く正しくむちゃくちゃ強いあなたたちに勝ち目はない
ふざけんなまだ終わっちゃいねえ
Or is it? The cataclysm reappears! Death precedes it!
この押しつぶされそうな感覚
Clades!
最強の戦士飢餓のビダル少々復活に手間取ったが雑魚ばかりのようだな
Oh, that's not good.
なんだありゃ妖怪変化か
こいつがこの世界の悪か
この程度ならあのお方の復活も必要ない彼の弱者どもこのビダルが世界を支配する
Wait, there's more? But we only have a few. Wait. Wait. Wait a minute. Okay. You're already threatening more. You're saying there's more. So am I to believe? Oh God. They're really going to pull a decade. They are. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Okay, I'm excited but also annoyed at this revelation. They are going to pull a decade and end the show in a fucking movie. Well, to be honest though, in this case though, I thinking about it now that I'm actually like thinking about it, it makes sense. Because let's be honest. How do you truly end a show? Right? A show with 50 years of legacy. I mean, in Decade's case, you know, that was a weird outlier, but thinking about it now, it makes sense. I think because it's going to be like a big... I feel like they're going to go all out. This is not going to be just an ending of a series. I think we might be very well getting a Super Sentai movie to end the series. Now, I don't know if there's anything confirmed about that. Because I feel like something that big would be something that you would objectively, you know, be promoting like hell, especially when the series is about to come to an end. But you're teasing that there's more of the Clades on top of you, and that you don't have to revive them. That feels like too much of a sticking point to not re-acknowledge again. Okay, I'm going to look around. Hold on. Gozyu-dan. No. Is there a Super Sentai movie planned for 2026? There is no standalone Super Sentai feature film officially announced. That's what the AI says. But I'm looking around because I feel like there's no way that you just put that big enough of a shell of a bombshell in there and then you're just ending the show, right? Because I feel like at that point that is truly a slap in the face. You know? Oh, farewell. Okay, so here's the thing. There's nothing confirmed, but there still is the possibility for a farewell movie. There's no hard confirmation that we're getting a movie, but they are saying the possibility of a farewell movie is a big deal. So they could end the main series, but they kind of left that open to make a movie. So that's probably more than likely why they did that. Now, do I think it's going to become something? I don't know. Again, I don't know where Toei's mind is with that right now, because right now their priority is Gavan. Metal Heroes is taken over. But there is still a potential. There's still a potential for a Gozyu finale movie. Because something this big, 50 years of legacy, you don't just end that with a show. I feel like there's something more going on there. Right? I feel like they're setting up for something, but it's not now. They probably haven't started promoting it because it's probably still in production, if I had to guess. But that particular line by that monster says to me there's something coming. There's definitely something bigger than planned for the end of this series. That guy, that Claudes monster, is the last guy, but he's claiming there's more. So that feels like that's setting up for a movie. That feels like it's setting up for a movie. I don't know what that means, if that actually is what's going to happen, but that feels like what we're being set up for. Because why would you drop that line if you aren't setting up for that? Now, I don't think this is going to be happening immediately, but I think possibly either mid or late 2026, or at the very latest early 2027, we could be getting a Gozyu goodbye movie, a Super Sentai farewell movie. Because again, that just feels like too much of a. That feels like too much of a what do you call it? That feels too open-ended to end the show on that note. You know what I mean? Feels way too open-ended. But in terms of how many episodes I think I'm left, I don't know. If I had to guess, 4. 2 to 4. You're not ending on 3 episodes. You're ending on 4. I've never seen. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go look this up. Hold on. I've never known a Tokusatsu series to end on odd numbers. And as I say that, Lupin Ranger versus Pat Ranger ended on 51. Well, that throws that out of the water. Shinkenger ended on 49. Denjiman ended on 51. Dynaman and Bioman ended on 51. Changeman ended on 55. Holy crap. Live Man ended on 49, Masked Man on 51, Jetman on 51, Kaku Ranger on 53, Mega Ranger on 51, Time Ranger, Gao Ranger, and Hurricanenger ended on 51. Maji Ranger, Bokenger, and Geki Ranger ended on 49, as well as Shinkenger. Gokaiger ended on 51. Interesting. Tokyuger and Ninja ended on 47. Kira Major ended on 45. Huh. Zenkaiger ended on 49, which, yeah. So if they were to end on an odd number, if we're looking at that, at that point, today was 44. So 45, 40. So it could end on the. So we could feasibly be seeing it end either on the 17th or on the 24th, feasibly, which means that Project Red is more than likely probably starting at the end of the month, more than likely. Now, we need to be keeping our eyes out on them socials and everything because, my God, because here's the thing, if Toei Tokusatsu, which is the English-speaking channel, is talking about it, it means we're getting an American simulcast. In what way, I don't know. But it's something we need to be on the lookout for because ultimately, we have in our midst pretty much everything is like everything is about to change, you know what I mean? So that means, and I don't know how they're going to do it because if they have that same deal with Tokusatsu, then logic would dictate that they would be doing it on the same stream where they do, like when they schedule the Kamen Rider one, they would do it back to back, right? In a true superhero time block. I don't know if that's where we're going. But if it does go that way, that means that the Zetsudan would stop. And we would go back to our old superhero Zetsudan format. Which to me, that just sounds so much better. Right? Because then I get to watch 2 Tokusatsus in one night. We get to gush about them and we get to like lose our fucking minds. That'd be fucking great. But that's neither here nor there. It's all remains to be seen. The way I see it, though, is that I think we're looking at least 2 or 3 more episodes. At the very least. I don't see the show going to the 31st. I do not. So either the show ends in 2 weeks on the 17th or it ends in 3 on the 24th. If I'm proven wrong, I'll be proven wrong. But this show is on its last legs. And I don't mean that like, oh, they're about to pull the plug. I mean that as in like, it definitely feels like the ending is in sight. So there is no official date for the end of Super Sentai. There is no official date. But if I had to guess, the 17th or the 24th. I had to guess. But yeah, like they're setting something up. But right now it doesn't feel like they'll have enough time to bridge it. I don't know how they'll make it work, but I feel like if I had to guess where they're going with this, Fire Candle is going to merge with that famine monster. In some way, shape, or form. Because there's no other way I can see this going to give the No.1 world some more sort of finality. You know? To give the Brighton some sort of finality. That's the only way I see it going. But I could be wrong. But that's neither here nor there. That being said, guys, we're just a couple of weeks away. The series is almost at an end. The big villain has been revealed, and it's now up to us to see how the series tackles it. And just for the preview for next week, the fact that there's still very much the goofy vibe is still there, I'm a little concerned. But, again, that's something we will approach next time. I appreciate everybody who came out to the Gozyu-dan. I know it's not everyone's favorite show, but I feel like it still needs talking about. A lot of people are still mad at the decisions Toei made with this one. But overall, we were already here, and I'm just riding this derailed train until it hits its final crashing place. That's how I've phrased it before. The train has not fully been righted, but it's like, you know how like when you see you see a train briefly ride the rails on one wheel, or at least on one side, until it finally falls over, but it's not committing to the fall yet. That's where we are right now. Because it looked like it got back on track, but now it's almost feels like it could be in the process of derailing again. So I'll just leave it at that. We are just a couple of weeks away from this ending, and I think the world will breathe a sigh of relief when it does. And I don't mean that to sound mean, but I think that if you want my personal opinion on it, I think the public at large is just done with Super Sentai. Like, I feel like at this point, any Super Sentai diehards are re-embracing Power Rangers because the way Super Sentai is ending is just not great. And I don't blame them. I do not blame them. But, you know, Power Rangers has its own, skeletons in their closet as well. But I think we're all ready to get off the Sentai ride. I think we're all ready to get off the ride. We're waiting for the new Metal Heroes attraction to open up. And I feel like we owe that to ourselves. I have put myself through hell trying to survive this show. And I think it's only fair that I get to be treated by the revival of what I think is the best non-mainline. Well, I guess now it will be mainline starting in February, but for the longest time, Metal Heroes was just something that was there. Right? It wasn't really a mainline series, but now that they're going to be mainline, I think it's time everyone embraces Gavan. Shida, Sharivan, all thems. Spielban. The Metal Heroes are coming back, baby. And I think it's time that we all gave them the flowers they deserve, because they are our new guys going forward. The Metal Heroes are here, baby. It's just a matter of weeks. On that note, thank you all for tuning in to the #1 Sentai Gozyu-dan. If you guys have predictions about how the series is going to end, or if you agree with me and you think there's going to be a movie, or you think maybe it's just going to be a V-Cinema thing, let me know in the comments of the VOD. I'd really do appreciate it. Until then, I will see you guys next week for another Tokusatsu-packed weekend of awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you all next time. If you're watching on the purple platform, stick around. A raid will be beginning shortly. If you're on the red platform, don't worry about it. Until then, thank you all so much for tuning into the #1 Sentai Gozyu-dan. I will see you all next weekend for more gaming and more Toku. Until then, I am Callsign Henshin, your mercenary with the kicks, coming to you live from 2286, reminding you that the future is yours and yours alone to take. Seize the future by any means. Until then, I will see you all next time. Peace out!